Welcome to Maple Moments. In this episode, you'll learn how to stop half-assing things and fully participate in this dance we call life. We'll hear from teacher in training Renshin about why modern society causes us to back up, to not want to participate fully, and how to burst through that. Enjoy.
We're born into a world with a lot of knowledge. There's more knowledge than any of us can intake in a lifetime. And so it kind of makes sense when we're born into such a world that, given all the information that's out there, probably I should defer. Probably someone else has done all the work already, and I can just outsource my intelligence and my reasoning and my faith to these other sources that are so plentiful. But it definitely feels like a trick on some level to me. Like it's asking us to forget something really important about life and about what's really at the center and what it really means to live and investigate and observe. If I ask someone else to do all the learning for me, what does that mean? If I give up my authority or my power to someone else, what does it mean for me to be alive, to be participating in life, in this world? Who am I and what do I become?
Based on your experimentation here at Maple, based on your training here, what are one or two ways that these experiences have helped you or are helping you to more fully or more powerfully participate in the wider world?
Yeah, so before getting to Maple, I was pretty averse to receiving any negative feedback. I would energetically almost just like avoid it, and like other people knew to not give it to me because of how I think they could sense my fear of it. And the way that I was showing up, basically, I was dodging receiving any negative feedback subtly and sneakily. But the more time I've spent here in the training, the more I've opened up to receiving that negative feedback, and in fact like wanting that negative feedback and fearing of I have somewhat more fear of not hearing from people now, and getting a real sense of how am I showing up, how am I impacting the group, how can I be doing this better. I want to be learning, and I feel a lot safer, a lot more open and able to take in more varieties of like information and data, which is super important if you really are seeking truth, if that's kind of your orientation in life. In my view, the direction to go is being more and more open to more data, generally, like just learning how to be the kind of person that can take in more and more, and like not be closing off or shutting down or avoiding certain parts of reality, selective parts of reality, creating blind spots. Like you really want to be learning how to open up more senses to everything. So Maple's really helped me do that.
Yeah, and as part of the culture here, we kind of see this giving and receiving of feedback as an act of spiritual friendship, where if you see somebody in the community doing something that's harmful to themselves or harmful to someone else or to the wider environment, it's an act of friendship to say, hey, like you could do that in a little bit of a different way, or like maybe the thing they're doing is clearly wrong, like you're putting the spoon where the bowl should go. And you're just going to say, hey, the spoons go over there. So those small acts of feedback are an act of love or an act of care, or ultimately an act of friendship. So it's beautiful, and that's also been a big growth area for me, the ability to receive and give feedback, which, it's definitely a very useful skill for leadership. Leaders need to
totally
be able to give and receive feedback skillfully.
That's very true.
Yeah. So is there anything else you'd like to add or anything else you'd like to share?
The other thing that I feel Maple has done for me in my practice is like basically believe that I can do it. Like it's weird how hard that is to find in the world. Just somebody really believing in you and like really acting as though you can totally meet your full potential as a person, as a human, as a being, as a spiritual practitioner, and then acting as though that's actually true, which looks so different from everything else I've ever really encountered. Yeah, it's a really unique gift that especially Soryu has given me. And I think I've tried harder here than in many of my previous jobs or, you know, the way I've applied myself in the past. I've always held back. I'm very used to holding back. But there are a few times, at least a few times at Maple, where I've like actually thrown myself in and broken through senses of my own limitations. And so feeling that power and knowing that you can do that is actually like really opens up the sense of like, oh, I have a lot more range and a lot more power to make this work, to do things that will further my journey and my path, and I don't need to hold back.
That's beautiful. Like cultivating power through empowerment or through being empowered.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Very powerful.
It's like having a reason to have faith in yourself.
Right.
Thanks so much for watching. Now, if you're really looking to learn how can I participate more fully in life, how can I more fully recognize my purpose, I don't know of any better way to do that than joining our 8-week course, Maple Fundamentals. Each week, an expert teaches you a new contemplative or relational practice and teaches you how to apply that to finding your purpose, to fulfilling your vow, to participating fully in this dance we call life. So if that sounds like something you're interested, check out the links up there and down there and give it a go. See if it's something that you would enjoy. Thanks for watching. Bye.